everyone, welcome to Bickering Book Review. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Becky.
And today we're talking about One Last Stop, which is Casey McQuiston's second book, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So her next book. We both got it off of Edelweiss. And it is about August, who grew up with just her mom, and her mom's brother disappeared, and she's been searching for him ever since. And so she's kind of roped August into this PI type, like searching records and asking for, public records and kind of getting leads and stuff from different random people, to the point that she's so obsessed that she kind of sometimes forgot about August. But August, it's all she knows, and she's like, you know what? I'm not gonna be obsessed about this. I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life obsessing about somebody who's gone. He's gone, and he's been gone for years. So she's been kind of going to different places throughout the United States, to different colleges, trying to kind of find her place. Her most recent move is to New York City, and she's going to college there, and she gets an apartment with these really cool people, Nico and Mila and Wes, and she kind of starts developing a family. But also, while she's going to her new job as a waitress and her college, she takes the Q train. And on the Q train, she meets Jane. And Jane is always on the Q train. It's really weird. Like, Jane helped August out when she spilled coffee. And so she's forever been Subway Girl. And they start developing a relationship. But something's really weird because, like I said, Jane is always on the Q train. And she seems almost stuck in the past. She has like cassette tapes, and there's just a mystery surrounding her that August is determined to figure out, because she is totally attracted to her and wants to date her. And I think that's really all. Like, I don't want to give too much away, so I think that's all you need to know without me giving anything away.
Right. I wanted to like this book a lot more than I did.
I think I did like that. I mean, I liked it when I was reading it. I think I had to suspend a lot of belief. Like, I had to suspend my disbelief. Because there were a lot of inconsistencies, especially as like kind of the supernatural elements start to come into play. But I feel like I'm not familiar with a lot of lesbian fiction, and like
I'm not really.
I think it's a good addition. Like, I feel like it doesn't exist as much, and this is a solid rom-com, I think.
So, and to me, it didn't feel like a rom-com. So her first book was Red, White, and Royal Blue, which like was a phenomenon. Like, that book still, we can't keep it on the shelf. And that book, it was like charming, and there was a quirkiness, and there was a flirtiness that is just not in this book. And part of me, the weakness to me of this book was the character of August. Like, I never really warmed up to August, and I never really warmed up to Jane. And it was unfortunate because August moves into this apartment, and she's living with Nico and Mila, who are a couple, and Nico's trans, and their story was adorable, and like every one of their moments was flirty, and I wanted to read more about them. And then you had Wes, who was like kind of almost a wash-up trust fund baby whose family had cut him off, who was now, he was a tattoo artist, and he had this like thing kind of going on with the guy next door who was an accountant but also a drag queen. And their story was great. Like, I would have loved books about, like, every time I got to them, I was excited. I just wasn't excited with August.
Yeah, I love the group of friends. I love the fact that they lived over top of Popeyes. Like,
Right.
that was hilarious. Like, there were a lot of like little details in there that made it feel so realistic that I really appreciated the whole family aspect of it, like the found family.
Right. And like, I would have read whole books about that. And then when you find out what happened to the uncle, like the uncle, I would have read a whole book about.
Yeah.
The only problem was I had a hard time caring about August and Jane. Also, like, the last,
but I cared about August. I think August, like, that was kind of the key to her, though. She kind of fades into the background. You know what I mean? Like, she's not the typical leading character. She wasn't number one with her mom, like, and so she finally got to be number one with Jane, because she had that connection, and she was like I don't know. I liked her Nancy Drew nature, like, and ferreting things out. But the way that she found information out was different than you typically see it with, like, a PI.
Well, and I feel like you don't get to see a lot of them together. Like, I feel like there was a part where she says, and for the next few weeks, she rode the train with Jane, but you don't see them, like, you don't see them build a relationship. If it's a romance, you should actually see them fall in love.
Okay.
And
That
like,
was weaker. You're right.
and there were some like inconsistencies. Like the one that like kind of where I was finally like, come on, is there's like a part where she's trying to find stuff from the 70s and like she keeps talking like talks about Jaws, and then like a chapter later they say something about how if Jane's from the 70s, she's missed all of Spielberg. I'm like, but you were just saying she watched Jaws, which was directed by Spielberg. Then how did she miss all of it? Plus, the last, like, the resolution felt very much like that Blake Lively movie. Where
Adeline or whatever.
yes. Like the actual like how like the resolution and like the end. I yes.
I think we're ready to rate it. So our rating scale goes from 5 unicorns down to 2 unicorns. If we don't like it, it doesn't get a horn and is therefore a horse. Where are you?
I'm at a 3. It's a solid book. I just had some issues with it. It's just, and I compared her first book for me was a 5. And so for this, it's like, it was good. I think people will like it. I
think I'm at a 4. I really liked it. I liked it. It was fun. It was fast. It was funny. It was quirky. The character, like, especially the friend characters, to me, they were strong. So I liked it, and I'll keep reading her.
I'll keep reading her. I would have rathered the whole book about the friends. And to me, it took me over a week to get through this.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It took me like 2 days.
No.
All right, well, that's where we're at for One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. So we'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye.